I got my setup today. Let's see if anybody shows up. Hello, everyone. Hello, my two viewers. Hey, Graham. While people filter in, it may just be a few people today. That's okay. Hey, Victor, happy Friday. I'm going to get myself a drink because I earned it this week. Be right back. All right. What's up, everybody? So today we're drinking the Hibiki Suntory whiskey. My buddy Alex gave it to me as a housewarming gift. So here we are. Thanks, Absurd. I love it too. Thanks, Josh. This couch is amazing. It's fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, CJB. Long week for me too. Elias, I'm glad. Welcome. Yeah, dude, Josh, it's amazing. What can I say? I'm spoiled. Thanks, Dylan. Hey, Easterly. Right on, Easterly. Well, welcome. Just a little bit of a hangout today. It's been a hell of a week, so just chilling a little bit and having some whiskey. Oh, it tastes great. Beard Gasmatron. The AEW pay-per-view was fantastic. I had such a great time. It was a little weird because like everybody around me was not wearing masks, and I live in Chicago, which is very like mask-centric. So it was an adjustment, but I got used to it. It was really fun, and seeing all the wrestlers like get so emotional, like coming out to like a stadium full of crowds. Sorry, I'm just trying to set up my action figures, and it's not the thing I should be doing. But yeah, okay, so I thought I'd kind of just show you guys some stuff that I'm working on. Let's see if this works, or not working on. Okay, I think this works. Finally putting my camera to good use. Anybody remember Battle Chasers? This is some good times right here. This is my jam. Elias, there will be a studio tour, but it'll probably be like a video. I don't think I'm going to go live anytime soon. Because it's too hard to... I've tried walking around with the camera a few weeks ago, and that did not work. Hey, Matt. Alright, so I'm going to turn the noise up a little bit here so you can still hear me. Alright. Oh, sorry. Hey, Introvert. I remember having to hide these issues from my mom because I was worried that she was gonna I was worried she would see these boobs. There's a lot of boobs in this series. A lot of boobs. But man, I don't know about you guys, but this is like completely formative for me growing up. Dude, Absurd scored another extremity page. That's awesome. Congrats. I'm gonna try and find some of my favorite pages here. So I like the whole book, but my favorite stuff is issue 8 with these hands. I remember seeing this. I was in youth group at church, and a kid had this comic, and he was showing me these hands, and I was losing my mind. Losing my mind. There we go. Just fantastic stuff. And I own this page. I own this original. I'll grab it really fast. So this is the most expensive piece of original art I own. Sorry, it's like kind of awkward with the camera and stuff. It's a little weird with the wide angle lens. My apologies. Sometime I'll give like a real tour. There's not very many pencil marks. Somebody like dragged some ink right here, so that's kind of cool. But it's very clean. The inks are very, very black. Like you can see a little bit of texture over here. Oh, sorry, with the, there you go, a little bit. Not a lot though. There's some like a changing of ink right there. It's hard to see because GoPros suck. They're not meant for looking at original art, but a treasured piece in my very humble collection. So, I've just been... The reason I'm pulling this out is because I've been looking at this a ton, just because like it makes me really happy, and I'm glad that it's all in one place. I remember looking at issue... The inking style really changes in issue 9. I'm not sure who takes over. And it even changes again here, like with an almost more like painterly approach. And more boobs. And just really great stuff all around. So there's that. Sorry, let me get to questions. Let's talk about Battle Chasers. Oh, Dylan, Samurai Executioner. Fantastic book. Audio sounds good. Thanks, Josh. Absurd. Issue 9, page 18. Let me see what one that is. I'm going to look at this really quick. Comics 2017. I want to know what page you got. Extremity. Here we go. Issue 9, page 18. Oh, awesome. Where they walk in on Mother Deidre. That's great. Here, I'll share with you. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay. This, not this. No? Okay. Here's the thumbnail. Oh, whoa. Sorry. Here's the thumbnail for that. I'll move it over here. That's Extremity, issue 9. Good times. I remember doing this a lot. I still do this a lot. This like 3-point perspective, like down shot, just to kind of show the intensity of the moment. But yeah, it's good times. Let me see if I can find. I don't know where the other issue 9 inks, thumbs, cover. All right, here's the inks. Let me see if I can get the inks. Yep, okay. So I know that you already have seen this, but I'll show you this here. Here is issue 9. In fact, let's... Here we go. Stupid Max. I still love this panel. Really happy with how that came out. I love this panel too. Man, this is a good page. Shoot. Yeah, speed lines like intensity. See this in manga a lot, which I've totally just stolen from. A relatively quiet scene, but like using a ton of speed lines. Yeah, dude. Congrats, that's amazing. Thank you for your support. That is the best. Tyler just got a haul from Jet Pens. Hyped. Way to go, Tyler. Joe Mad basically started my comics love. Uncanny X-Men 33. Fantastic. Hey, Sarah. Tyler, I am a fan of Kim Jong-gi. In fact, for some more show and tell, I'm going to the Daniel Warren Johnson Archives, the library. So here's a fun story. In 2015, I went to Japan with a bunch of other artists that Felix Comic Art reps. And lo and behold, we're hanging out in like a toy shop in a big mall in Nakano. And who's in this little coffee shop but Kim Jong-gi. He's just hanging out in a coffee shop drawing. I guess he was doing like an art show, but nobody really showed up. And he had these new books with him, and he was just sketching in them for really cheap. So I just thought it was a normal sketchbook. It's actually like a book of like sex stuff. There's like a lot of sex in here. Like a lot of sex. Very explicit stuff. I had no idea about that. But he did do a Brario sketch for me, which is right here. In fact, let's go to the camera because I'm cool. All right. Check this Brario sketch out. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I personally feel like he went all out here. That's just me, though. Really, just looks really cool. Also, he did this from memory. You know, he didn't like look up a picture of Barrios. Just incredible stuff. That's my cool Kim Jong-gi story. Kim Jong-gi. I think he did another sketch for me. A simpler one. This one is also really cool. How beautiful is that? Just amazing stuff. I need to get better at drawing folds. Look at this guy. He's so good. I think that might be it for sketches. I think he sketched in every one of my books, but this is an older sketchbook. Yep. So I'm not sure what this means, but it is an awesome drawing. It's like a goat, but the goat has a crown on it. I think it might be kind of like subtly demonic or whatever, but hey, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, love Kim Jong-gi. Fantastic illustrator, a huge inspiration. I'll get to questions in a second, but I wanted to show some more stuff that I'm looking at. So, full disclosure, I have some company. So, full disclosure, I am working on a wrestling comic. The camera just went out. I don't know why. Stupid piece of crap. I'm not sure what's going on. Hold on. Stand by. Don't worry. Alright, we back? No, we're not back. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Hold on. I can figure this out. No? No, that's not it. I didn't want that. Nope. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I can figure this out. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. There? Yeah? Okay. Yes. Okay, great. Now we're going to go here. Yep. Got it. Now we're going to get rid of this. Yes. We're back. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I'm working on a pro wrestling comic, and it just is what it is. It's going to be out at Image Central, but I haven't really announced anything, but whatever. I'm not hiding anything. It is what it is. I've been looking for cool examples of wrestling comics, and one of those... Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
So say hello to the peoples.
Me? Hello, peoples. Hi.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dudes are here.
My dudes are here.
Your dudes are
Hey,
here.
dudes.
What's up, bro?
So my buddy JB Rowe showed me this. This is Burning Women's Wrestling. Let's get a little closer here. This is a manga that's based off a bunch of All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling matches in the 90s, which are some of the best wrestling matches of all time and like some of the pinnacle of like women's wrestling. And I love how they've mixed a photo with like an illustration here. I think that's awesome. And there's also just a bunch of photos on here, which looks really cool. These are pretty hard to find. I finally found a set of 3 that was not too expensive. And really fun illustrations here. And I'm always looking for like how illustrators take care of crowds. I like here how they're all encased in gray. Trying to figure out like the best way to illustrate a lot of people at once. Like this is crazy. It's kind of hard to see because it's not super in focus, but they just went and drew everyone, which is crazy. And this uses a lot of splatter here for emotion, things like that. Some really great breakdown of like pro wrestling moves, also beautifully illustrated into like this crazy German suplex style thing. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really great. I love this. Just like total like selling of how insane the move is. That is Manami Toyota. Yes, Allison. Or Manami, yeah. Baki the Grappler is awesome, but this is like specifically pro wrestling. Like whereas Baki the Grappler is like a little more MMA kind of fight stuff. And oh, look at this. It's awesome. Just to know, like, you know, I could look at wrestling magazines and stuff, but it's just really cool. And I think I can make this look really cool too. Ooh. Look at this. So there's like a panel of her getting smashed here, but they're repeating it here. Lefty Blues. Daniel, don't forget to look at Jaime Hernandez, Whoa Nelly, and Love and Rockets, his wrestling women. Well, funny you should mention that. Whoa Nelly by Jaime Hernandez from the Love and Rockets fame. Love this thing. Man, this guy can do some drawings. So good. Just amazing. Let's take a look. I mean, this is just tremendous. It's so well drawn. There's not an action line to be found. I also like when Jaime does wrestling matches, he doesn't really break it down like move by move by move. It's almost a collage of things that have happened in the match. Whereas I'm kind of very concerned with, like, as a illustrator, trying to show people this is a pile driver or whatever. It's actually like really hard to draw. Like really hard to draw. But Jaime doesn't really get lost in the weeds with that, which I really kind of like. He just kind of draws the moves and expects you to be along for the ride, which is awesome. And I'm trying to find a balance between Burning Women's Wrestling, where everything's like really broken down, like to the point where they use like 3 or 4 pages to do one wrestling move, which in an American comic I don't have the real estate to do, mixed with the just kind of you take it, and if you don't know pro wrestling, maybe you don't really know these moves. That's fine. I mean, it more or less translates, right? But the goal for me is to be inviting with this story and not, have it be like, if you're not into pro wrestling, you won't like this. I want people who have no interest in pro wrestling whatsoever to be able to look at my book and know, oh man, that move looks really cool. What's that called? That's the goal. Whoa, Nelly. Love this panel. Oh my god. Along with those lines, sorry, I know I'm missing questions and stuff. Jaime does make it look easy. It's so clean and tidy. Yes. Negative space. Beard Gasmatron, you're not wrong. Alright, let's move on. So, got some old school pro wrestling magazines here. I'm a big fan of like the 90s era of pro wrestling in Japan. I really, really love this stuff. And it's kind of like unassuming and just like very, very brunty. I also like the design of these magazines. They are just, the covers are just like crammed. There's like so much information on them. And there's just some really cool illustrations in here. Not illustrations, but photos that I am like totally going to use as reference. Let's see. Some really cool stuff like this. That is awesome. I mean, I guess I could, just hit pause on like a wrestling match or something on YouTube, but I would much rather have the still image. And I think I've said this before. I really cannot stand like looking at an iPad and then looking at a page. I like to have it all analog as much as I can. It's crazy. So like what I'll do is I'll find reference on the computer. I'll print it out on a piece of paper, like a piece of printer paper, and I'll have that next to me and I'll use that. Because I just hate switching from the screen. So trying to find some other cool stuff in here. Let's see. Like this. How awesome is that? Brutal chop. You can actually see the ripple effect of the chest here. So I mean, there's going to be like a brutal chop, which is like a palm strike to the chest. For those of you that don't know wrestling. And I'm going to like ripple the heck out of that skin. Like this is going to be like a thing that you can really illustrate the heck out of, and I'm really excited to do it. I also really like the idea. Oh, I just need to talk about this for a sec. I'm going to look at the camera here. We as illustrators and comic book artists have been like taught to, show the moment after the impact, right? So click. Right there, that's like the moment you draw when like somebody's getting punched. But I'm really kind of interested in exploring the ways that you can illustrate somebody actually getting punched and like being on the face, like vulgar display of power kind of style, where it like shows everything. And like if you ever like look at like a person kicking a ball in slow motion, like a soccer ball, like what actually happens to it before it flies off the foot. That really excites me. So there's a lot of that in pro wrestling that I want to kind of achieve with smashes and like people getting crunched and moved around. Always contact. That really excites me because there's only so many times I can draw somebody getting punched the same way. All right. Let's see. Absurd. You will slay. I appreciate that. Hi, Drifa. Dylan, I do not have any Jaime Hernandez originals. It's on the bucket list, though. Hey, Brandon. Vagabond. Love Vagabond. I have a bunch of the volumes up here. Yeah. Easterly. You should homage these mags and ads as well as the moves photos. Oh, I'd really like to have a Japanese pro wrestling magazine variant for the first issue. The only thing is, I'm a little worried about the what is it, the cultural appropriation element. But I was thinking maybe if I could find someone who is Japanese who could help me like actually like write everything out in Japanese, and then, hire them to do that and help me out. Thought maybe that would be kind of cool. Fist of the North Star is amazing. Matt, hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more thing I'm going to show you. It is pro wrestling related, sorry. Here is the 94 Real World Tag Team Championship. This is a magazine of all the tag teams that were in this tournament. And my book does revolve around a tag team tournament, so I just thought it would be cool to kind of see what is going on here. And I just love these little like shots and with the breakdown here of their finishing moves, or some of their most special moves. And I very much want to do an issue 0, which is basically just a basically like a magazine which like breaks down every single wrestler in this tournament, and I'm working on it now. It's taking me forever, and it's awesome. I also like the people that are definitely not going to win this tournament are in black and white, but it's really cool stuff, and this gets me really excited to make new things. So always trying to look for new inspiration. Oh, that shot again. Contact. All right, let's see. Let's look up for the comments here. Misawa and Kobashi, you know it. Yeah, Easterly, that's what I'd like to hope. Yeah. Allison, if I do the research, don't make it offensive, I will be fine. I'm really going to try. The first issue does take place in Tokyo, and I'm doing my visual research. I'm doing my best, and I have some resources that I'm working on to make sure that I get things right. And, backdrops in comics, especially like genre fiction, can only go so far, but I'm going to do my very best. No official announcement, Edison. No worries. It's something that's going to happen. I mean, there'll be like an official press release, but I might as well get the YouTube people's excited about it now, and who knows, maybe I'll start a street team. Victor, I'll be adding the luchadors. I'm actually thinking about making a tag team that's robots that are like robot luchadors. It's time for some more whiskey. Thank you, Lefty Blues. Do I like Little Mac? Gosh, I don't know what Little Mac is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Fantasy Sports by Sam Bosma. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. I think I'm going to order Volume 1 on Amazon. I've like almost bought it so many times. I'm assuming it's pretty cool. Robot Penta and Phoenix. Yes. Thanks, Allison. Yeah, I'm so excited about this project. It's every project is really hard, and maybe it's a bad idea to do a pro wrestling book, because like, who buys pro wrestling comics? No offense to anybody who's ever made a pro wrestling comic, but I'm gonna friggin' go for it. I'm gonna make it amazing, and that'll be that. Ignacio, no worries. I'm just talking out loud about things that are getting me excited. No official announcement. I mean, but you all heard it here first. I am working on something pro wrestling related. It is a comic book, and it'll be the thing after Beta Ray Bill. There's no real official announcement. It's just a soft announcement, I guess. There'll be official press release someday soon. But right on, Chris. Thank you. Easterly, I hope they dig it. I know they like pro wrestling. Hell yeah, Edison. Alex, awesome. So speaking of pro wrestling, AEW is now going on television. It's on TV now. I'm exhausted. It's been a long week, and I'm going to go watch it with my friends who are here now and eat a Chipotle burrito. I want to thank everybody for coming over and hanging out for a little bit. I'm sorry it was not that long. Trying to get better about being on here longer and being better with questions, but the drawing table, the family, and life is getting in the way. But I'll be here every week, at least for a few minutes, and got some new videos coming soon. So thanks. It's my GoPro making a stink again. Thanks everybody for being here. I'll see you next week.